My junior year of high school, our principal died suddenly one November day. Just 1 month before he passed away, he'd given my older brother a surprising gift, something my brother's never forgotten. At the time, my brother was a senior. Those first few months of school, he'd been agonizing over the same thing that most high school seniors agonize over: college application essays. The stakes were high. So in a sense, the next 4 years of my brother's life depended on how well he organized his thoughts on paper, but he was struggling big time. So one day he mentioned his frustration to our principal, and Father John offered a hand. "If you come to school this Sunday," he said, "I'll help you with them." It was quite an offer. Here you had someone with decades of experience who had seen thousands of students write these essays. He knew what made for a good one. So my brother arrived at school that Sunday, and after he got there, our principal walked him to a study room, and in it was a cup of coffee, some paper, and a laptop. "Good luck," our principal said, and then he shut the door and walked away. That was it. No advice, no discussion, no words of encouragement, nothing but a cup of coffee in a quiet room. At that point, my brother had no choice but to write, and so he did. Somehow, in the silence of that room, the frustrations gave way to words on the page. Then more words. The hours passed, and ideas took shape, and eventually, that October afternoon, my brother emerged. The essays were done, and they were excellent. That day, Father John gave my brother a simple, powerful lesson. Sometimes, all you need for great ideas to come forth is silence. Francis Bacon once called it the sleep that nourishes wisdom, and many studies bear this out. Creativity, clarity of thought, problem solving, all these things thrive in environments free of distractions. In fact, one of the great writers of our day, Malcolm Gladwell, was once asked why he didn't tweet more often.
My whole goal in the world is to clear big spaces of time to think and to explore and to follow my curiosity. And if I'm constantly on my BlackBerry, it kind of chews into what's important.
Doesn't this make sense? Have you ever found yourself in a quiet place and noticed all the thoughts that pour in? There's a reason the shower is where some of the world's great ideas originate. And yet, how often do we try to sit down and write in the middle of a distraction zone? An email comes in, our phone lights up, something pings, we check our email during a meeting, and then we're surprised at how little we've done an hour later. We know distractions make us worse writers. And the science shows that juggling multiple tasks basically ensures we'll do well at none of them. So as simple as it sounds, if you're tackling any of these things, get a hot cup of coffee in a quiet room. Leave your phone behind, close out of your email, and if you can, bring a pen, a pad of paper, and a computer that is not hooked up to the internet. Then ask yourself these questions. Who's my audience? What do I want to tell them? Why would they want to read this? And how can I make it interesting? Will this create good writing out of thin air? No. That will depend on how well you understand your subject and how much emphasis you put on being clear. But if you do embrace the silence, you'll find that it often produces sharper, clearer, and more creative thinking than you'd have otherwise. And that makes for better writing.
Hi, I'm Ricky McCroskey, and I hope you enjoyed this series. I recently created an online course for those of you who are interested in making your writing clearer, sharper, and more memorable. It's called Writing That Stands Apart, and you can access it by clicking on the nearby link or by going to my website, rickymccroskey.com. Thanks very much.